Welcome back. I have an Albo here that is going to get chopped up into cuttings, node by node. And I just figured I would share that process with you guys. So let me get ready here. I actually have to take this out of its pot. It's going to be a lot faster than you think it would be cutting up a nice expensive half moon plant like this, but hey, we do what we can in the time that we're given. Just got to check the roots because I don't want to sell anything that is no good, you know what I mean? Oh, I'd say these are good. Woo! Yep, I'd say these are good. I'm gonna hold them up to the camera here in a sec. So let me get the big old pieces off here. Wow. Boy, these roots really enjoyed themselves while they were in my soil. All right. Yeah, these things are amazing. And on an amazing plant too. Really beautiful on that side, and then it's like half moon. Look, it's like stark white on this side. It's amazing, right? It's crazy. I love this stuff. All right, I tend to start from the bottom, and I will not sell nodes that don't already have an aerial root on them because they're difficult to root. And when you're buying a plant like this, usually it's an inexperienced buyer who wants to, give it a shot. He wants to try, which is exactly how I started. And it goes wrong sometimes, and it sucks. And I want to keep that from happening as much as possible. So I want to give people the strongest plant possible to give them the best chance possible. Almost done here. Okay, so I'm going to make my first cut right off of the bottom. Right off of the bottom. This one is probably going to be my butt cut. I'm probably going to grow this and keep this myself because it's ugly. The leaf on it looks like this. Nobody really wants those, and I'll grow that myself, and I'll grow it out, and it'll be a big, beautiful plant, and it'll be like one of those ugly duckling stories or the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. But you can see it actually has a growth point right there, that little white spot right there. It's right there. And it will take. So what I'm going to do is I want to make my cut. You can see kind of how what I had it in stained it a little bit. Like this side is lighter than this side. Like there's a dark side and a lighter side. It's easier to see right here. There's a lighter side here and a dark side here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my cut right along that line because the growth point itself is kind of underneath this leaf. So, also you want to keep your, you want to steer clear of the roots. You don't want to cut any of the roots off. And here it is right here. That's one cut. And its own root system already there and ready to go. So that is immediately ready for soil because it was pulled out of soil. It already knows it needs to be in soil. It has what it needs on the roots. It has the kind of like the tough shell on the roots that it needs to stay in soil and not rot. As long as I don't, water the crap out of it. All right, my next cut also going to be right off the bottom. I always want to find where the growth point is first before I make my cut, and I always want to look for any more aerial roots that are coming out of the stem, because sometimes they just decide to grow right out of the side, like this one right here. This one just decided to grow right out of the side. It's not even a part of a node or anything. It's just right on the internode, sorry. But this one I'm going to make right below that. I'll bring it towards the camera again. Right in this area. You can see it. Oof. This one will probably sell. It's not bad looking. It's not terrible, but it's not ideal. How this leaf looks in terms of damage and cutting off of the damaged parts and things like that has absolutely nothing to do with the leaves that are going to come out of this. It's going to produce its own beautiful leaves. There's 2 cuttings, both with beautiful root systems. I need to get better lighting in here. I'm really sorry about that. I'll work on that. Next one, also going to take off of the bottom. These are from the root systems that are coming out of here. These they look like aerial roots with smaller roots coming off of them, which is essentially what they are. I redirect the aerial roots down into the soil, and they create their own root systems for that particular internode and node segment of the plant. So if you cut it, the little root system that goes into that cutting, this little root system will be able to sustain everything that it needs to create or start creating its own, or start being its own plant. All right. Right on the end here. Pretty white tips on the roots. Beautiful. Next one, again, from the bottom. It gets easier and easier as you go up because the roots just aren't dangling everywhere and they're not all over the place. There you are. These are right here. Beauty. That is a beautiful cut. That is half moon if you've ever seen one. That will produce half moons. I mean, it's already got half moons on this side. It's already producing half moons, so you know what it's going to do. One more from the bottom, I think, and the top cut I'm going to remain at 3 leaves because there's only 1 aerial root sticking out of it, and that's just kind of my own personal rule. So let's take this one right off the again the bottom. Growth point is right here. There it is. This is one cut that I'm going to probably grow out a little bit, who knows. And the rest of them, aside from those really ugly ones that probably won't sell, are going to get either in my shop, or gonna go right in my shop and get sold. Another really, really beautiful cut. Lots of roots. Beauty. And a half moon at that. Gotta love sectoral variegation. Yeah, I'm not going to cut any more off of this top. This will be my top cut. I will put this in moss. Let me see if I can find one similar to this. This top cut was very ugly. Nobody was going to buy it because of the damage on top just looked bad, even though it's going to produce another leaf right off the bat. It's not going to matter. Nobody's going to buy it like that. So I want to wait for it to root up. It's going to be its own plant, and it'll be a lot easier, which is what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to pot it up in something similar to that pot with a sphagnum moss And this is all, of course, after I let these sit out for a while and let the ends callus up. I probably let it anywhere from, depending on how dry it is and how far along the callus is, anywhere from 2 hours to a day. I let all these sit out in the open air. Roots exposed and everything. I mean, it's just something that I feel is part of the process that needs to be done. And that's my own method. It's not everybody's method. Then I'll take these and probably pot them up in something similar to what those are, what the one I just showed you was potted up in. And that's how I'll sell them. I'll actually put a bamboo stick on each one, just like that, and that'll get sold like that. So a few of these are going to go up in my shop, in the AkronAroids.com shop. If you're looking to buy, they are going to be available probably tonight. The rest of these are going to be available tomorrow on a plant purge site. It's going to be Northeast Ohio Plant Purge. They're going to be available tonight as well. Late tonight. Late, because I want to make sure these are calloused up a little bit. If they're not calloused up, I'm not going to put them on the purge site or my site. So at the latest, they will be there tomorrow morning on both the purge site and my site. At the earliest, they'll be there tonight. So hopefully, I will be sending one of these to you, or you'll come and pick one up. But anyway, thank you for sticking around and watching my weird long video on how to cut up my own albos. And I appreciate you hanging out. And if you like the content, hit the subscribe button and also hit that little bell icon as well. It lets you know when when I post videos. It'll give you a notification that a new video is up. So yeah, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you.